Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick, Downton Abbey Season 5, Episode 2, Alonso, Jenna. So many things happening and so many characters to keep track of. Let's take a look.
Why is it called a wireless when there's so many wires?
I don't know. Nothing's happening.
It's just warming up, my lady. All set?
Wait a minute. Is that Jack Hilton? Oh, golly, isn't this thrilling?
What's this I see? A servant loitering in the hall with her ladyship due at any moment.
Look at that. If I touch it, will I get a shock?
You'll only get a shock if you listen to it.
Oh,
So, of course, you know, Lord Grantham, ever the visionary progressive, wireless will never amount to anything, and that's why he's such a great investor and never, ever loses the family fortune.
No, of course not. So much stuff happened in this episode. I have notes, lots of notes. Because, wow, and it's funny because nothing really huge and groundbreaking happens until the last minute, but so many things were going on that it just sort of was a little overwhelming. Shall we start with Mary and Tony and the magical birth control?
Oh, by all means, yes.
Yeah, that was...
Now, was that a diaphragm? Is that what she said her by?
So here's what I actually looked up when that appeared. And apparently it was in the 1880s, so I mean it was around. There were sort of derivatives of it for a long, long time.
Sure.
And I looked up condoms, and anyone looks at my search history.
It was for Downton Abbey, I swear.
Downton Abbey, it's so classy. But so it could be either one. But when they say, "Oh, you only got one,"
right?
Then I was like, "Why would you need more than one of those?"
Well, and there was the instructions on how to put it on, so I
Yeah.
thought, that's why I was thinking it's probably more like an IUD or something.
Yeah, it's complicated. I don't know.
So yeah, it's funny because you see it's sort of that classic scene of like the 1950s teenage coming of age movie where the awkward 16-year-old boy is trying to buy a condom and there's the scary person behind the counter. So to have it be Mrs. Bates was kind of an interesting switch on that, but and it made the point that if you were a woman buying birth control in that era, it was like, really, why? What is that about? I see you're married, but still,
Yeah, and the book Married Love, that was like a really big thing, and it's been mentioned in the show before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they mentioned it. I think Mrs. Hughes mentioned it to Edna and said, like, of course you're not pregnant because you have a copy of Married Love, therefore you must know about birth control and all of that. But it was so snotty and so mean. I felt so bad for Anna. And it's just So she's on a sketching trip.
Yeah.
I'd like to go on a sketching trip. What?
That's like that episode of Gilmore Girls where Emily's working on a moonscape. Like, who does this?
What's a sketching trip? Well, she's not technically on a sketching trip.
Yeah.
And her former beau shows up.
Yes, Mr. Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charles Blake.
Charles Blake. Thank you. Charles Pierce is somebody else entirely. Yes. You should have been here for looking. I couldn't remember anyone's name on that damn show either. Yes, he shows up with art expert Richard E. Grant, last seen doing coke on girls with Jessa. And so I love that he's all about Cora.
I know. They've never met before.
Nope.
He's like, ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
And so flirty.
Totally.
So flirty, and Cora does not seem to mind.
He is all over Lord Grantham's bitch and his wife.
Yeah,
that apparently he's putting the moves on Isis too.
I love Isis.
Well,
Isis is like my favorite character. But I do
most
think
famous dog butt on television.
Totally most famous dog butt on television. So and he's like, stop flirting with, tell him to stop flirting with Isis, and like, did you just call your wife a dog?
Well,
I don't think
as usual,
Yeah.
he's clueless.
Derp.
So he's totally missing on the fact that he's, as Cora would say, flirting.
Flirting. I love when you do the Cora voice. Do more Cora voice. That's my favorite.
Dessert. So Jimmy leaves.
Yes. And the line. I'll be sad to see the back of you.
Yeah, I know. I just thought, let's not go there.
That's all we need to say.
So Branson. It's funny. I mean, it was kind of cool to see this sort of moment of vulnerability to him, especially in front of Anna of all people, since she's been kind of one of his targets. You know, I think the longer a TV show is on, the more likely it is that the nemesis eventually kind of becomes, you know, kind of switches sides, which means they'll have to come up with a new asshole for the show. I'm wondering if we're ever going to get a potential love interest for him, or if that would seem not true to the 20s. I mean, I don't know.
To the 20s? I mean, yeah, I kind of want to see that.
I mean, look, gay guys have always found each other throughout history. I just, in the context of this show, if it would make sense for that to work in any kind of way at all, that wouldn't be, you know, like super risky, and it's a small town, and you know, so I don't know. I'm curious to see where they go with that.
Yeah, I would be interested to see if they do that.
I would like to see that character and not be such a miserable
and he's so mean
putz all
to
the time.
Baxter.
Well, Baxter is still keeping secrets. Like, we still don't know why she did it, you know.
I do. It got spoiled for me.
All right, British people, shut up. We know you saw this last fall.
No, you
Cut
know,
us a
the
break.
sad thing, it wasn't even a British person.
Oh.
It was, because I like British people, but no, I was reading a recap, and I think what happened is somebody had watched the entire season and forgot that.
And they like pre-referred.
Yeah, so I know why, but
Okay. But anyway, at the moment, she's not telling.
Right, and
she's she's not telling Mosley. She's not telling Mrs. She's not telling Cora. She's not telling anybody.
Mosley cried.
Oh, Mosley.
Oh, Mosley.
Mosley can't get a break.
His hair dye comes out wrong, and so sad. But I like Baxter. I like her a lot. I like her more every single episode, and I don't want her to get sacked.
No, I would hope she doesn't, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And obviously, if she's got a good enough reason for all this, then maybe that'll change things. So it seems like they're setting her up as somebody who's going to stick around, but who knows?
They better.
Mrs. Crawley, I gotta give a shout out to Penelope Wilton.
I love her.
That is a potentially thankless role.
Yeah.
You know, she's always got to be the foil to the Dowager Countess, and she's, you know, the character's kind of a prig and whatever. But she really makes that character so likable and somebody you really care about, and you want to see what happens, and you enjoy when she's back on screen. You know, she's been acting forever, and she's terrific, and she's I think an often undervalued member of the ensemble, but I think she really brings a lot to that character.
I love her. And it's just, I don't know why I thought of this, but there is a video of some of the ladies from Downton Abbey playing Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, right, I saw that. I didn't click on it, but I saw the headline.
It's so funny. It's so funny. You have to watch it. But yeah, I love her, and I don't know. I think she and Violet play off each other really well.
Oh yeah, no, they're a great duo. You know.
I liked Violet's whole line about the monarchy during the whole wireless thing.
Oh right.
Which immediately made me think of King's Speech. But her line about how like they've
mystery and magic.
Yeah, that the monarchy sort of works through mystery and magic, and if they become more real, they may not be there any longer. Interesting debate.
Yeah, for a little foreshadowing. I have to admit, when they turned on the wireless, I was kind of hoping it would be Colin Firth's voice.
I did too. I totally did too. That was actually really neat. I kind of like that. And then we have Edith.
Poor Edith. Edith is the chick Mosley on this show. She cannot get a break.
She is the chick Mosley. Oh God. All right. So, and I don't understand like how anybody thinks that everyone isn't going to find out. I mean, I saw the whole thing with the picture.
Right.
And Anna.
Very discreetly.
Yeah. Like, no, that's her baby. Don't tell her. But
who knows? Do we know who knows?
Her aunt.
Right. Of course. Yes.
And I'm guessing. Anna and
Mrs. Hughes.
Mrs.
I have
Hughes.
a good clue now. Yeah.
Yeah, and Drews. Drews is his name. Oh God, I didn't even write that down. Drews and.
Oh well, yeah, sure. Right.
Yeah, and
yeah.
also,
Mrs. Drews is not down for this.
Yeah,
so.
get there faster. Get there faster. It's not. I mean, it's pretty obvious that she's ignoring all the other children. She just likes that particular one.
Right,
Who was a foundling? Like nothing.
Well, I mean, you know, it would be even weirder for her to show up and be like, let me dote on your biological children.
Yeah,
At least there's
that's true.
sort of an excuse for her to kind of take special interest in this orphan child, you know, whatever. But it's funny. I was reminded of the whole thing where everybody keeps thinking like, oh, you're going to lose interest, you know. Reminded me of that great scene of a movie that I don't particularly like, The Accidental Tourist. You know, when Gina Davis and William Hurt, and he's offering to send her kid to private school, and she's like, that's a commitment. Like, you don't go throwing out the offers like that if you're not going to be there to follow up. Obviously, in the case of Edith, she's going to be there, but they don't know that, and you know.
And when the kid starts to look like her. Scandal.
Well, everybody in England kind of looks like Edith. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, the comments are going to be so much fun for this episode. I'm going to read all of them.
So yeah, no. So Lord Merton definitely still very much on the on the track for Mrs. Crawley.
Hatmore, Daisy.
Oh
and
yes,
Sarah.
Daisy and the teacher. Yes.
Daisy and the teacher.
And okay, and now this week I kind of felt like at least everyone's having the grown-up conversation of maybe I'm not going to go to dinner. Maybe let's just not do that. Which would good because I think even firebrands know when to like step back a second.
Yeah. What's the weird thing is that I'm usually the person who says the thing like that at dinner, but for some reason something about her character rubs me the wrong way. I haven't warmed up to her, and I know I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to have I like outspoken people. I like that. I think it's cool.
Me too. But I think that as somebody who is as smart as she ostensibly is would know when to be doctrinaire and when not. Like I said, Lord Grantham is a big sponsor of the village school. She's not going to go to his house and question. But Carson is speaking up.
I know.
He is not having it with the memorial, and he is not. I thought he was just going to roll over and play dead on this thing. He's up in the grill of the Lord Grantham, not having it.
I like Carson being in someone's grill.
It's new and different. I've never seen him speak up, against the employer before, and so that's like, wow, okay, Carson.
It's impressive. Also, I'm just going to be a girl for a moment. Carson and Mrs. Hughes. Oh my God.
Now, they kind of hinted at the end of last season that was going to be a thing, and I didn't know if they were going to just drop that or not, but clearly it's still a thing.
Yeah, and all the interviews, they've been like, oh, no, it probably won't happen. Oh, but it was so cute.
Yeah.
All right, I
so
swear.
people are shipping Carson and Mrs. Hughes now.
I'm shipping Carson and Mrs. Hughes.
Do they have are they Q's? Do they have a,
I don't know.
Carson? I don't know.
Oh God, if you guys tell us in the comments, because I kind of want to know what to call them now. And I didn't mean for my voice to go up 6 octaves. I'm normally not the girl who does that, but they're just so cute.
They have great chemistry, though.
You make me want to look in the glass and fix my hair.
Yeah.
Aw, and that was not the right quote, but still.
But no, it was lovely.
I drew. If you could see this, you would see that I drew little hearts. Not kidding. There are actually look, see, little heart right there. Little heart. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
So clearly, the threat that the teacher poses in all of this is that Thomas is going to become a bomb thrower again, and he's going to take Sibby and go to America, and it's like, everybody calm down. Like he is settled into the house. He's been managing the lands. He's been great. Like, just let's everybody relax and take a step back here.
It's not like they give a shit about their kids anyway. I mean, like Mary's like, oh yeah, he's rather sweet, isn't he? How would you know? You never see him. I just thought that was sort of a funny line, and like, oh, we're gonna keep her. Like, yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah. I'm quite certain somebody who's all firebrandy is going to let you keep his daughter. Right. Sure, that's gonna happen. Now we have the last 2 minutes, where we find out that there was a witness to the killing.
Right, yes.
Mr.
That's like, okay, can we not drop this thing? Apparently not. That's going to be...
I'd like to see Bates on the show again. He was on for...
Yes, I just don't want him on trial again.
No
more trial. We've been there, done that, So yeah, so they're going to stretch this thing out now where suddenly apparently somebody saw whatever happened to the valet, which do we know? Like
no.
They've been vague, right? Okay, so
they've been vague. It's kind of implied.
It's implied that he got that Bates gave him a shover, in front of a bus or something, but we don't know. So we don't know what the witness saw, what the implications are. So yeah, that's going to be the nagging thing in the background, I guess, this season about how that plays out.
Just don't put him on trial again.
No, I'm fine with the storyline. Just not don't send him back to jail. We've been there, done that. Like,
yeah.
Let's press on.
Yes, and next week we're apparently, because we're talking about Rose and the Russian immigrants, and she's trying to help them.
Yeah. So
and
we're getting an exiled prince with a past with Violet apparently. So that'll be fun. And congratulations, Joanne Froggatt, for winning a Golden Globe last night.
And making an excellent speech.
Yes. So anyway, we'll be back next week, and shit's happening.